Be careful with this woman. Once targeted by her, immediately used all kinds of beauties for you to love her. Target this time is Yukelin. Monon was using last night's rainwater to bathe. Attractive slim body. Yukelin lies on the rock with longing eyes. He lifted the headband that Monon intentionally dropped. He longed to smell the hairband. After coming home, he sews the headband to his chest one stitch at a time. He is crazy about love. How can one think that this is Monon's revenge? Talk about Monon. Her father was murdered by bad guys. The mother goes to work outside. She was left alone in her house in the mountains. She lives alone, has brown eyes and blonde hair between a smile. Everyone is amazed by her beauty. Until now, Dad's love is always something that can't be let go, whether it's sunny or rainy. When she think about Dad, she all run to the cemetery, play the trumpet that Dad loves the most. 2 people killed the father, so far has not been punished. Many years now, the Yukelins and Caesars, to get Monon's father's farm, deliberately concealed the fact, to get the Monon family farm. Father to exploit the water source, step by step being forced to death by the 2 of them. Now, both are running a farm business due to robbing Monon's father. Grow high-quality carnations, then have a good life. Monon hated the 2 of them to the bone. A fire of revenge burned in her heart. Today, Monon is showering with rainwater, waiting for Yukelin to go to the mountains to hunt. Saw Monon bathing, Yukelin in his longing eyes. He fell in love with Monon. Tomorrow, he stood behind Monon, follow her, then secretly placed the bird in a trap that Monon had designed. But today, he witnessed with his own eyes, she is walking with her teacher in town. Even threw his rabbit to her. Gift to the teacher. He was very worried, didn't know he was stepping into the trap. God, the man is so old to pursue the woman he loves. Don't just peek at her bathing and followed her all day long. Give their praise and offering. Pick up the headband that the beauty dropped. He stitches it to his chest stitch by stitch. When he saw Monon and his teacher together, Harry is very selfish in his heart. He came home and asked Caesar what to do. Caesar encouraged him to take the initiative. One is because Yukelin is the only man in the house. He needs to get married and have children. 2 because of Monon's grandmother was once Caesar's lover. The 2 get along very well, but in the end Monon's grandmother was married to someone far away from home, so he hates that woman to the marrow of his bones. Since then never married again. If he could marry Monon, also considered as fulfilling his wish. So the next day, Yukelin is well dressed, came to confess his feelings to Monon. She does not agree, just looked at the man coldly. Because Yukelin was the one who killed her father, she cannot love him. At the same time, she couldn't forgive him either. It's just that the time hasn't come yet. Monon was also unable to take action, so she left. Over a few days, she is making hunting gear. 2 townspeople are going up the mountain to hunt, talking about Monon's father. Turns out that year the whole village knew. Monon's farm has spring water below, and no one wants to talk to them. If Yukelin and Caesar plotted to kill her father, inhabitants of that town are all killers. So Monon was extremely angry, ran to the front of Yukelin's house, wanted to burn down his house. But God refused to help this poor girl. Poured down a rain that put out the fire. But the fire of vengeance in Monon's heart, still burning. A random girl, she discovered an unidentified small cave. Inside is the source of spring water flowing in the town. Who is going to save this girl? She is confused by revenge. Find the source of spring water that residents drink, mixed with soil containing iron ore. Watching the spring water gradually become cloudy, she smiled in fun. That's still not enough. She used the donkey to pull more dirt. Directly block the water source. People in town see no water coming out, immediately bewildered. It's not just people who need water. Plants also need water for irrigation. People up the mountain, but could not find the problem of the water source. Just have to invite experts. But experts do not understand the situation, only provide solutions. Have to carry water every day. Monon was against see people carrying water every day, because this was the pain her father had to endure. The townspeople consider it a punishment from heaven. Summon the church. The priest thinks there is a natural disaster. Surely God is punishing the bad guys. Hope the bad guy can confess on his own. If the priest's words are true, Eugelin and Caesar both felt uneasy, refused to admit guilt. On a party, everyone is together. The teacher is a knowledgeable person. Do not believe that the source of water is punished by God, but due to someone's vengeance. Manon couldn't hold back the pain in his heart, reveal the crimes of Eugelin and Caesar. The two of them wanted to deny it, but unexpectedly the villagers stood up to a point. Face criticism from people. Eugelin said nothing. Caesar also bowed. As the opportunity, he confessed to Manon again. Manon directly rejected him. I can't like a man who is both ugly and uneducated like you. Everything he does, all because he has experienced loss in love. Eugelin collapsed, ran away directly. He cannot accept the truth, chose to end his life. The most miserable is Caesar. His family's only son is dead, then took off the headband on his chest, throw in the fire. Tomorrow, he meets his longtime friend, talk about things he regrets for the rest of his life. Manon's grandmother was actually waiting for him. At that time, Caesar volunteered to join the army, missed a letter from her. Turns out she was carrying Caesar's child. Never received a reply from him. She doesn't know how to deal with it. Only had to marry people far from home, then gave birth to that child, Manon's father. Caesar deeply regrets it. Jealousy has been indiscriminate him, then step by step kill his child. Not long after, Caesar goes to find his grandson Manon. He can only look at the back. He left a letter along with his entire fortune to Manon. He is about to die, just hoping for Manon's forgiveness. Classic movies about humanity. Source Manon, a sad and touching story. More related to injustice. Cause and effect love. Everything. Before love, humble and helpless. Have you ever suffered from love? What is the most disagreeable thing you have done?